Hi, I'm bigcal and welcome to my world. So today a little bit different, as not sat at my normal chair or anything, or with my set. Ignore the large cut on my hand. This is sort of the best way to do this kind of video, is to do the old Ashen style, except instead of a couch it's my bed. So yeah, I got this in the post today, the Retro Fighters StrikerDC gamepad. Retro Fighters, company that do game controllers. They've done an N64 one, which I've shown off before. They've done a Mega Drive / Genesis one, which I also own. I own the USB one to use with the Mega Drive Mini, because it's a 6-button controller and much nicer to use. And now they've done a Dreamcast controller. Backed this on Kickstarter, and haven't had the best of what do you call it? It hasn't been the best experience with Kickstarter this time. I backed the N64 one. Very good, had no issues. It delivered perfectly fine. This one, even though I know COVID-19 is a thing, the delivery has been over a month. It's just been delayed and stopping and starting. I don't know what was happening with that, because other things have come much quicker from America and even from China. It's just this has for some reason been a pain in the ass to get here, and when it got here I got lumped with a £17.45 customs fee. I didn't have any kind of fees with the N64 one, so I was not happy with that. On top of that, I could have not backed it on Kickstarter, got it cheaper and quicker by buying it from one of their UK seller websites that they have, because somehow they got stock before me, a backer who helped fund it, even got it at all. So I don't know how they sent it to them or to other people, but yeah. Anyway, that aside, let's have a look at the controller. Firstly, the box is a lot nicer than the one for the N64 Mega Drive. Those were just basic cardboard boxes. This one is very hard, almost the plasticky cardboard. Oh, and comes in a bit of a fancy box really compared to normal, so we'll get that out of the way. Nice little bit of paper. Got an FAQ. Let's have a look, see at this, shall we? See if I can see it through the viewfinder. I can't. Why does the analog stick feel like it has light resistance? Blah blah blah. What's compatible with it? Put that over there for now. You also get some random Retro Fighters stickers. That's nice. They always throw in a little bit of something. Also a keyring. There we go. Yep. And a tiny little quick start instruction manual. That's very nice. Yeah. So despite the fact that I had issues with the Kickstarter, it's not technically their fault, because custom charges can of course happen. It's just a lot of the time they don't. It's random as hell. You buy something, you pay for it, you pay tax on it, then they charge you even more for it entering the country. It's a pain in the arse, yeah. So next time I'm probably not going to back a controller on Kickstarter. I'll wait, but yeah. Shouldn't really let it turn you off if you're in the same country as them. But whatever. The main part of this video, of course, is the controller, and here it is. Oh, let's move that aside. That is much nicer. It's kind of shaped, like a modern style controller. The N64 one, very similar to it as well. So you've got your D-pad here, which is rather nice. Your start button, ooh, that's nice and clicky. You hear that? Don't know if you can. Turbo button and clear button, new for the controller. A, B, X, Y, those buttons feel nice. Got triggers. Not the best feeling ones. Then you've also got clicky buttons here, which I guess you can use in place of them. And the analog stick. That doesn't feel too bad, although it's, like it says in the FAQ, very light resistance, which I guess is because that's sort of what the original was. And of course you've got this big slot here, as you can put in a VMU or like a rumble pack or something. So let's just compare it to the original. Yeah, size difference for starters. Then of course you've got the cable coming out at the top there, not the bottom, because this is stupid. Yeah, D-pad, this one is just an awful D-pad. This one is so much nicer. Start button, about the same, except this one clicks. Yeah, buttons again feel much nicer. The analog stick on this is much, I don't know, tighter sort of thing. It's not as loose as this one is. So let's have a look at the FAQ here, and I'll read it and see. Analog stick uses a high-end micro potentiometer. Potentiometer. Whatever that word is. Similarly used in Switch and Android tablet devices. Don't worry, there's no drift issue. We use smaller components due to ergonomics, aesthetics and functionality. When compared side by side with the original analog stick, the StrikerDC analog provides better control and sensitivity levels, which is noticeable in games where accuracy is key. Okie dokie, so hopefully, while that said, it definitely feels off compared to that one. Hopefully during gameplay it's going to be good. Oh, yeah. Right, let's take out the VMU from this controller, and let's see what it's like in here. Yep, that's a nice fit. It's not too tight or anything, but at the same time it isn't loose. Feels a little bit top heavy now that I put that in, but yeah, I'll hold my controller like that rather than like that anyway, so it's not going to be bothering me too much. So I guess now we've looked at the design, we've got that in. Obviously it's compatible with other things. Let's see what accessories are compatible. We have all first-party accessories, VMUs, vibration packs, memory packs, the 4x ones, and microphone. Some third-party accessories may not be compatible. Understandable, I guess. Yep, lots of other things, I suppose, interesting, but yeah. So I guess all there is to do now is test it out, and once I've done that, I will be back and report on my findings. Okay, so I've just tested it out. As you might be able to hear in the background, my Dreamcast is still currently running. So here's the controller, and if you can see the camera there, there's the VMU display, all nice, fits in there perfectly. So I just tested it with 3 games first. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, one of my favourite games, and yep, plays just the same, fantastic, controls very nicely, had no issues whatsoever with the buttons. Speed Devils. Now this is the one I really wanted to test it on because a racing game, and after reading the FAQ sheet a bit more, the reason for 2 buttons is one is analog and one is just a button. So your L and R's here are just clicky buttons, while you got your analog pressure sensitive buttons which are perfect for racing games, and yep, worked exceptionally well. And lastly, I tried Toy Story 2. The main reason for this one is that playing Toy Story 2 on a regular Dreamcast controller, with the D-pad, fine. With the analog stick, atrocious. How does the Retro Fighters StrikerDC analog stick hold up? Incredible. You can play Toy Story 2 on Dreamcast using an analog stick. Finally, it works perfectly. So I'm very, very happy with that. So overall, the controller, the design is good. Buttons, analog stick, your D-pad, what do you call it? Your yeah, triggers and your buttons. Like I said, buttons mainly for single clicks. Perfect for fighting games. We got your pressure sensitive analog sticks more for racing games. That's a really good design feature. Obviously your VMU display works perfectly through there, the nice hole. It feels kind of light and almost cheap feeling, especially, but then again, the original Dreamcast controller here feels incredibly light as well. Yeah, but this is so much nicer made. Buttons feel better, everything just feels better on it in my opinion. And I'm very happy with it. Not too happy with the extra costs I had to pay. It's ended up being a very expensive controller at £65 thanks to that £17.45 customs fee. But now that it's been released properly, it's no longer just Kickstarter backed. You can buy it yourself and get it much cheaper than I did without having to pay any custom fees, because you'll be able to get it mostly, hopefully, in your country, depending on where you live. So my opinion on the Retro Fighters StrikerDC controller is that it's fantastic and well worth the regular asking price. Maybe not so much what I ended up paying for it, but yeah. So I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.